Tyrell Malacia is a red. Welcome back to All for United. Hit subscribe and punch a little like on this video. Manchester United, a couple of hours back, confirmed the news that Tyrell Malacia has joined the club, signing a contract until June 2026, with the option to extend for a further year. The Dutch defender's made 136 career appearances in the Eredivisie for Feyenoord and has represented his country at every level from the under-16s to the senior team, with recently 5 full international caps under his name. Malacia, in his statement, said he's excited to work with a tremendous manager in Ten Hag. He knows the qualities and what he demands of his players. He is also receptive of the fact that he is still young and needs to continue his development. So, a young start in the making, looking like 15 million euros with a couple of million euros added on. Bargain money when it comes to Manchester United signings, right? Well, let's find out. Marc Lamberts is with us. He's put together an incredible scout report, which you can go and find on marclamberts.medium.com. We'll put the link in the description. Marc, first of all, thank you for coming back on. We've had you on before, but you've done various scout reports on players this summer, and you've done one on Timber. I read that. You've done one now on Malacia. United have actually got this deal over the line. So, is it nice to have put something out which now fans are going to be looking at and taking your words for comfort on a player that maybe they don't know much about?
Yeah, obviously, I'm delighted if someone reads my piece, or even if it's just one person. I just think that in terms of the Eredivisie is a very exciting league. And I think that more people should be not aware, but enjoy the talents coming from that league, even if they don't get signed by great clubs. I just hope to, get more awareness for the league, and I think, it's a good thing that Malacia has signed for a club like United.
He's a left back. How did he get on last season at Feyenoord? What has his progression been like over the past couple of years to reach him to this point to sign for obviously one of the biggest clubs in England?
Yeah, I think that what you have to understand is that you have obviously 3 big clubs in the Netherlands, and I think everyone is very much aware of what Ajax is doing. But in terms of potential, Feyenoord is just as big as a club, but with a different mentality, different philosophy of football. And also that's also the difference between Amsterdam as a city, Rotterdam as a city. Rotterdam is more of a port, hard-working environment. So you are always expected to work hard. That's something in the philosophy of Feyenoord. But the talent is undeniably there, and it's a very good academy year where they also did well in the youth league. And then Malacia transformed into a first-team player. But we had seen different coaches, different styles, old-fashioned coaches, and a more progressive coach. And obviously, Arne Slot last year is a very progressive coach, one of the most innovative coaches I think we have in the Netherlands, and next to Ten Hag. And I think that in the way of playing on the ball, combining with central midfield, but also making runs down the line, and not only playing down the line, but also invert into the half space, so that you always have the option to pass to the wings, but also to the strikers, through ball, key ball, more of a playmaking ability. And I think that's a modern fullback's role. Also, we have seen it obviously with the inverted fullbacks. He's not exactly like that, but he has the ability to do that. So on the ball, he's great. I would say that he is very eager, enthusiastic when it comes to going forward. Sometimes a little bit too much, in the sense that he's too much forward. So in a transition-wise, that can be a risk. But because he's so strong and he's so fast, he almost every time can correct that as a great tackle. Obviously, he needs to work a little bit on his defensive positioning and awareness, because the Premier League and the Champions League or Europa League or any European tournament are different level to the Eredivisie. So he needs to work on that. He's young, he's eager, but he's a very intelligent young man, and I have confidence that he can grow into a good role within United.
I mean, with Malacia, you mentioned there some of his qualities in terms of that he can receive the ball, so to speak, in that inverted wing-back position, so to speak, a fullback that Guardiola tends to more play with than, so to speak, we've seen in recent years with the likes of Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and even Rangnick playing the fullbacks in natural fullback positions. Do you think one of the reasons why Ten Hag wants him in the side is because of how he progresses the ball? Ten Hag's very much a progressive manager. He likes players who are comfortable on the ball. And it looks like Malacia is one of those players that can sort of sit on a pitch anywhere on that left-hand side, but dominate that fullback position.
Yeah, so in Ten Hag's system, and there are others that can explain this far better than me, but he's very reliant on his fullbacks. They're very important. So not only do they need to be comfortable on the ball and progressing, but also need to play very good with the wingers. And that interaction between a winger and a fullback is very important, which also means that the midfield will be more compact, more played in the central zones, and that's very important for Ten Hag. So, yes, it's very important for fullback to be there at United, in which Ten Hag and Van der Gaag trust. They see an ability to play, and also I think that not only Ten Hag gets a player he wants or he can use, but he also makes sure that the system can help Malacia, and Malacia can help the system and can help the team. I think that the recruitment, the profile is very important within a squad Ten Hag wants. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to have the best of the most expensive or the most desirable left back, but you need a left back that fits the system. The system is something that United need to have in order to be successful. And which way you define success is different, obviously. But I think if you want to be in top four and compete for prizes and compete for Champions League, the system is one of the things that United need to have to rebuild. And Malacia is a pivotal point, I think, for Ten Hag.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because he's a fullback that can get forward and is comfortable on the ball, but also he's very good defensively. Stu, who's often on All for United, talks about how he's old-fashioned because he loves a fullback to be able to defend. And maybe we have one of those in Aaron Wan-Bissaka who then gets murdered for the words against him because of his actions on what he can't do moving up the pitch and in forward positions, especially from some fans online. So with Malacia, it's good to see someone who's maybe all-rounded, because in your scout report I read you were praising his 1v1 tackling and his defensive positioning as well. He's very much a player who knows how to defend his area too.
Yeah, I think that with Wan-Bissaka also the thing is when he goes forward, he poses a threat. But when you lose the ball in those areas, you need to transition back to your defensive formation, defensive phase. But if you are too late or you don't have the ability to recover your ground, obviously then everyone will look at those mistakes. And I would say that if Malacia was a less quicker player and could be caught on the transition a bit more, you will probably see the same thing that we've seen with Wan-Bissaka. But everyone has a very high expectation of players at Manchester United, and they should, because it's a very, very big club. But yeah, it's important to be there defensively and in attack, but also make sure you position right, your awareness is good, so you always have a preparation for every phase in the game.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting reading your percentile rank and your chart, the seasonal stats on your website, because it sort of does highlight, and I suggest anyone go and have a look at it. Actually, I might even be able to share it right now quickly on the screen if you don't mind me doing that, Mark, because I think it's something that's really, really interesting to look at. I'll turn this off here and maybe we can just jump into this here like this to actually have a look. First of all, can you quickly, can we see that on the screen? I think we can. Could you just quickly explain to anyone who's maybe looking at a chart like this for the first time exactly what they're looking at?
Yeah, so we'll see here it's a pizza plot, as they call it, and it basically tells us how a player is performing against his peers in a certain position with a certain amount of minutes played. So if you look, so the 68th percentile means he is better than 68% of the players compared. It doesn't mean he has, these are not absolute values, so they are percentages. It will mean this, it shows us how good a player is in comparison to his peers on different metrics. Yeah, so you can see a lot of numbers, a lot of categories. I think that a few things are very interesting. The position adjusted sliding tackles and the position adjusted interceptions.
Oh, Mark, I'm starting to lose you slightly.
So
it's like your headphones have all of a sudden gone really, really crackly, and I keep slightly losing you. I don't quite know what's happened there. Sorry, mate. I thought I'd let you know.
Okay. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on then. Carry on. Sorry, mate. Yeah, you just stuttered a bit and you went a little bit crackly.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we've seen here, what's very interesting is his tackles versus his interceptions, which signifies a certain style of play. He's very good in sliding tackles in comparison to his peers, and not so good at interceptions, or doesn't commit to interceptions as long. This also means that he's more of a reactive player in defense than a proactive player, because he drives forward a lot and he's not much looking to intercept the pass and then pass to another teammate, for example.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And I think we can see that if you have a look here in terms of passes to the final in the final third per 90 passes to the penalty area, he's very much a progressive player. He very much reminds me a little bit of Patrice Evra. I'm not going to lie. That is, first of all, when I first read scout reports on him, I first saw some compilation videos of him. Obviously, you can only take so much away from them. He very much reminds me of Patrice Evra. Would that be a fair comparison, Mark?
I'm not a big fan of those comparisons because players from different eras, but I think that I understand why people compare those two. And I think they both have a kind of energy also they bring on the pitch. It's very positive energy on the pitch. And then if you have seen Malacia in a few games or even in press conferences, he's very likes to smile, has positive energy, and doesn't hide behind the challenge.
All being said, then, Malacia, will he be a success at United? What do you think?
If he gets the time to develop and grow within the first year, I think he can grow with Ten Hag's squad, and he can be a success at United.
Well, if you want to go and check out Mark's scout report, please go and do it. It's superb and it is so in-depth, and we've only literally touched the surface on this show of what's within there. Please go and have a read. Go to marclamberts.medium.com. Mark, we always appreciate your company, mate. Where can people also find you on socials?
You can find me on Twitter, Lamberts Mark, and as said, you can find me on Medium. And so hit me just send me a message if you have questions, and hopefully enjoy the scout report.
Thank you, Mark. Cheers, pal. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit like. This has been our quick reaction to Malacia signing for Manchester United, and I cannot wait to see him play next season. Ciao for now.